Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have all new Valentine's Day Dollar Tree DIYs. This is my first Valentine's DIY video for the year, but there will definitely be more. So be sure to come on back very soon because I'm planning a lot of things for this year. And if you are not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing down below, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you find out right away when I release a new video. So let's jump right into the first DIY. And for this one, you're going to need one of these foam cones from Dollar Tree, and you can find this one usually in the crafter square or the floral department. And then the next thing you're going to need is some of this cotton nautical rope. And for this size cone here, you're going to want to get the 11-foot rope. They have a few different sizes, but this size is going to work perfectly for this cone. So to get started, you just want to go ahead and take off that plastic wrapping on our foam cone here. And then I'm going to take off the little end pieces of the rope. So they're just taped closed, and you don't want to cut it off because you want as much rope as possible just to make sure you can cover the entire cone. So I'm going to be starting at the base here, and I'm just going to be hot gluing my rope to that base. And you won't need to hot glue the entire rope all the way up. You do want to hot glue the first 2 or 3 rows though, just to give it a nice solid base, and then you'll be able to wrap the rest of the rope up to the top and then only hot glue when you get all the way to finish it off right at the top of the cone. And when you're hot gluing this bottom portion, it might be helpful to work on a piece of parchment paper because the hot glue is not going to stick to it and it will just keep your work area nice and neat. So after I hot glued those first 3 rope lines, now I'm just going to go ahead and wrap the rope all the way to the top. Now I am wrapping it to make sure I'm covering up all of the cone, but I'm not doing it too tight because I did want to make sure I would get enough rope, and I ended up doing this project 2 times and it worked both times with no issue whatsoever. I definitely had enough rope to cover the entire cone. So now I'm going to take this small decorative rope, and this one is also from Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square, and I'm just going to use this thin twine just to kind of go in between the rope strands, and this is just going to act as a garland, and this one is just pink and white, but you can definitely get red and white as well. They have a few different colors at Dollar Tree. Now to add some embellishments, I'm going to be taking these wood DIY stickers, and I'm also going to be using some of the pearls from Dollar Tree, and these can be found in their Crafter Square. So these stickers do have little sticky backs on them. At first I thought I could just stick them to the cone, but you're going to see later on I did end up having to hot glue them. They only stayed on for maybe a few minutes and then they started to pop off. So here you can see I'm just securing them in place with some hot glue. Hot glued some of the pearls on, and for a finishing touch I took the natural wood heart and just hot glued that to the top. And that is it for this simple DIY, but I think this one looks so beautiful. This definitely looks like something you would buy in a store, and I loved it so much I had to create 2 of them. This next DIY might be my favorite from this video. So you guys already know I love this sign. I showed it to you guys in my shop with me and my Dollar Tree haul, so I knew I was going to have to use it this year in a DIY, and I came up with a really fun and easy one. So in addition to the kissing booth sign from Dollar Tree, I also picked up 2 of these natural wood crates, and these can be found in the Crafter Square. We're going to be painting these and creating some faux floral boxes. I also picked up some of the craft sticks in the Crafter Square. This DIY, we're going to need 2 of them. This is going to be what holds up our kissing booth sign, and these are just great to always have on hand. I actually ran out anyway, so I did pick up a brand new pack. Now we're also going to be using these little ornaments here. So I found this pack of wood lips at Dollar Tree, and they have 3 different colors inside. So they have red, pink, and then they have these natural lips here. So here are the pink ones. I'm going to be using 3 of those to add to our sign, but I also wanted 3 lips in white to be painting these as well. And to paint everything, I'm just going to be using my favorite white matte spray paint. I just find that this is the easiest and quickest thing, but if you want to paint them by hand, of course you can use a chalk paint or acrylic paint. So after I gave everything one coat, I just let it dry completely, and here it is. And now we can get started assembling everything. So this is a really easy build. All you want to do is just take your first wood crate and just add some hot glue to the side, and then just add your second one. I am using the Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks here. You don't need to, but they are my absolute favorite. I'll be sure to link them down below. I just ordered them online. So after I glued the crates together, I added a popsicle stick to each side, and now I'm just going to be hot gluing my kissing booth sign on top of those popsicle sticks. We can add our wood lips. this. So you're going to notice there are 2 holes on top of the kissing booth sign where that string was. So I will be using 2 of the white lips to cover those up, and then the third one I'm just going to put on the bottom. And then for my pink lips, I'm just going to be adding those to the wood crates because they pop a little bit more against that white background. Now I'm going to be taking some of these foam floral blocks from Dollar Tree, and you can find these in the floral area, and I'm just going to be adding 2 of them to the bottom of my crates here. You can hot glue these in place, but I just decided to place mine in there. That way if I want to switch it out later on, it's really easy to remove. And now for my faux florals, I picked up some of the pink roses, white roses, and these little foam shiny hearts from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to be taking some wire cutters here to snip them all down. You can definitely use scissors for this part. It is a little bit harder, but with scissors, what I like to do is just kind of cut the plastic and then bend the wire inside back and forth until it breaks. But if you have wire cutters or wire snips, it's a little bit easier. Just arranging all of my florals into that foam block, and here's how it turned out. I love this DIY. I think it is so much fun. It's a really great pop of color. I love that spinning piece in the center. And the great thing is, if you want to do this in red and white, you can absolutely do that because they do have a red kissing booth sign as well. Next up is a 2-minute DIY. It would not be a DIY video from me if there was not at least 1 free printable, or in this case 2. So I created these free printables for you guys. You can find them on my blog. I'm going to leave the link for that down below in the video description box. So you can just head over to my blog and you will scroll all the way to the bottom and you will see the links to print these out. Now I did print these out on cardstock, but you can also use regular paper. I just think cardstock looks a little bit nicer and it's nice and sturdy. And these are sized perfectly for this frame from Dollar Tree. But on my website, you can also just download these and resize them to any size you need. When you print these out, you will see that there is a faint black line, and you can go ahead and just cut right on that line. And now to frame these, I do like to frame them above the glass. That way it just avoids the glare and it looks more like an art print than a framed photo. So I just went ahead and taped it to the glass, and now I'm going to go ahead and just put it right back into that frame, and that is it. Like I said, this is a 2-minute DIY. It could not get easier, but it is a fun and inexpensive way just to add a pop of holiday decor. This next one is so easy, it's hard to call it a DIY, it's more just a styling tip. So if you saw this beautiful wood bead heart at Dollar Tree, but you weren't really sure what to do with it, I'm going to show you a really easy way to style it for Valentine's Day. One can be found in the Valentine's Day area, but I do know that it is selling out really quickly, so I wanted to show you something else you can use from Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree does have this round one as well, but this one is located in the crafter square. And I did test it out. You can easily bend it. I didn't want to bend this one out of shape too much because I actually am going to be using this one in a spring DIY, but it can be done. So if you can find the heart one, go ahead and pick up the round one from the crafter square and just bend it into shape. Now, in addition to the heart, I did pick up these 2 different ribbons from Dollar Tree, but both of these I actually found in the faux floral area. And the first one is just a really sheer light pink, and the second one is this lace ribbon, but it does have a crochet feel to it. And all I did was just cut 2 extra long pieces, and I'm just going to be tying it on one end here, and that way when I kind of just lay it on its flat side, it just has a really pretty draping effect and it just comes down the side. And I think that this one styles so nicely with those free printables. I was so excited when I found these flour sack towels at Dollar Tree this year, and I knew immediately what I wanted to do with them. So we are going to be creating some really easy pillows from these towels here. It is so inexpensive, but the print is beautiful and these colors are so vibrant. So to get started, I'm just going to unfold my towel and then just fold it in half. I do like to remove the tag on the inside, but that is completely optional. But it does rip out pretty easily. So the first thing I'm going to do once I have it folded in half is just take my iron and make sure I flatten those lines out just to make sure everything is as smooth as possible. Now I'm actually going to reverse fold it so that the correct image is facing each other, because we are going to be sewing these and I want to make sure to just sew it inside out first. That way it has a nice and finished edge. And I will be sewing all 4 sides, even the top, even though it is attached already, because I want it to match the other sides, but I will be leaving a small 4-inch gap on the bottom just to flip it right side out and fill it with polyfill. So right here you can say I am stitching the top portion, but I did not leave too much of a seam allowance since it is already connected. It's basically just to make it match the other sides. So now I'm just going to go ahead and flip it right side out. And then once I did do this, I noticed that it did get a little wrinkled up. So I did actually just take my iron out one more time because I wanted to make sure it was pressed nice and crisp before I stuffed it with polyfill. You can also sew this by hand or just use a no-sew pillow making method and use hot glue to close the ends. You guys know I have done that a bunch of times on this channel, and I love to do a no-sew pillow as well. So now I just have this small gap here, and I am going to just sew that closed by hand, and then we will be done with these pillows. I think that these are so fun. The gnome print might be my favorite because I love those pops of color on the side. The stripes are just so cute, but I do love this bicycle as well. I think it's really fun looking. And those are all of the DIYs for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And like I mentioned earlier, there will absolutely be more Valentine's Day DIYs coming very soon, so be sure to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here.